Tonight's entertainment scene is being rocked by bombshell news as explosive rumors about Rasheeda's unexpected pregnancy circulate. With more and more clues pointing to Mendeecees as the father, fans are shocked, and social media is ablaze with rumors, grief, and anger. Why did that happen? What does this imply for Yandy Smith, who has supported Mendeecees through thick and thin, and how does it impact Rasheeda's marriage to Kirk Frost? Families are already being torn apart by intense arguments, covert meetings, and emotional breakdowns, according to insiders. And the drama is getting worse, faster than anybody can keep up. This controversy leaves behind shattered trust, crushed, treachery, and broken ties at a time when it felt like the world of reality TV couldn't be any wilder. Join us as we examine every amazing aspect of this amazing tale, from the initial warning indications to the fiery battles that pose a threat to all that these stars have amassed. There is no doubt that Yandy, Kirk, Mendeecees, and Rasheeda will never again watch reality TV in the same manner. You won't believe how this story turns out. Get some popcorn because you can't afford to miss this scandal. The rumor began quietly, a faint rumble on the horizon, like a flame waiting to ignite. At first, there were only inconspicuous communications and whispers in private groups. But soon, those echoes developed into a screaming ruckus that shook the entertainment business as a whole. Fans were already shocked by Rasheeda's unexpected pregnancy, but they were much more shocked when there were rumors that the child might not be her longtime husband, Kirk Frost's. Instead, suspicion turned in an unthinkable direction: Mendeecees. At first, the notion seemed absurd, almost comical. However, the controversy began to take on a horrifying realism as more alleged insiders came forward with tales of private meetings, late-night phone calls, and intimate encounters between Rasheeda and Mendeecees. The acquaintances of the couple saw that Kirk and Rasheeda were growing more aloof. Well-groomed public personas and staged photos couldn't hide it. To uncover the clue that would confirm their worst fears, fans combed through past social media posts, scrutinizing every like, comment, and subtle exchange between Mendeecees and Rasheeda. An unidentified source leaked alleged communications between Rasheeda and Mendeecees that were filled with love, longing, and a closeness that caused more questions than it did answers, which sparked the controversy. Kirk was reportedly heartbroken by the prospect that his marriage was crumbling and that his newborn child's paternity was now in doubt. Insiders claim that he and Rasheeda got into a heated altercation that concluded with accusations being hurled, loud voices, and the sound of a heavy object striking a wall, leaving them both in tears. Kirk asked for clarity, but Rasheeda apparently did not confirm or refute the rumors because she was too emotional. Meanwhile, Mendeecees had to contend with his own storm. The allegations are said to have crushed Yandy, who had stood behind Mendeecees through all of his other troubles. People close to her claim that she separated herself from friends and family in response to the betrayal. According to insiders, she and Mendeecees got into a heated argument, and she demanded the truth, which threatened to ruin their relationship. Mendeecees first denied any wrongdoing, claiming that he and Rasheeda were only friends, but his dismissals made matters worse. Fans used old event footage to analyze situations in which Rasheeda and Mendeecees stood too near, laughed too long, or shared glances that they now thought had deeper significance. Scandal's glaring gaze examined each innocent embrace and cheerful smile. After an enigmatic video, allegedly showing Rasheeda and Mendeecees at a private party away from their partner's scrutinizing eyes surfaced online, the issue grew worse. Despite its fuzziness and blurriness, the footage was not enough to persuade many viewers that something was amiss. Social media was rife with emotions, such as grief, irrational conjecture, and accusations. While some vilified Rasheeda and labeled her a traitor, Kirk's supporters showered his page with words of love and grief. Yandy's supporters were equally vocal in their calls for her to leave Mendeecees and keep her honor. The fallout caused a rift within the family. Some insiders claimed that Kirk's children were drifting apart from Rasheeda, as they attempted to comprehend the chaos that was unfolding. Tensions between Mendeecees and Kirk reportedly reached a breaking point after they ran into each other at a party hosted by a mutual friend. Witnesses claim that Kirk immediately confronted Mendeecees and demanded explanations in front of the appalled audience. As voices raised and tempers flared, it was said that Kirk needed to be held back by friends to prevent a violent altercation. The Mendeecees maintained their composure and maintained that nothing inappropriate had occurred, blaming the claims on envious outsiders seeking to sow discord. Unconvinced, Kirk apparently vowed to uncover the truth, even if it meant appearing in court. Rasheeda felt increasingly alone as the situation deteriorated. Old allies quietly pulled out of the conflict so as not to be caught in the whirlwind. Negotiations for endorsements were reportedly delayed because brands were wary of the divisive discussion. Because the stakes were so high, Rasheeda had to face the unpleasant reality that, regardless of the facts, her reputation might already be irreversibly harmed. Kirk reportedly met behind closed doors with lawyers to go over his options, which included asking for a paternity test and maybe filing for divorce. Sources claim that Kirk informed close friends that he wanted to be sure for his family's sake, and that he was prepared to depart in the event of a crisis. According to reports, Yandi was confiding her feelings to intimate friends because of her deep commitment to Mendeecees and the mounting evidence of a catastrophic betrayal. Insiders said she was observed seeking advice from a spiritual counselor since she couldn't determine what to do next. Over the course of the days, the strain only grew. Mendeecees and Yandi were constantly harassed by paparazzi, and the media flocked to Kirk and Rasheeda's home to get a glimpse of the troubled pair. As he asked invasive questions and documented every tense moment and strained glance, fans demanded answers. The reality TV business held its breath as blogs were rife with persistent theories. Just when it seemed that the chaos couldn't get much worse, a supposedly recorded audio tape of a depressing phone conversation between Rasheeda and Mendeecees, in which both confessed to feelings that went beyond friendship, came to light. Even though the recording's authenticity wasn't immediately proven, it still generated a stir on the internet.